Mr. Johnson was a dedicated and passionate teacher who had spent the majority of his life shaping young minds. He believed in the power of education to change lives and had made it his mission to inspire his students to reach their full potential. Among the countless students he had taught, one stood out in his memory: Ethan Mitchell. Ethan was an introverted and shy student who had struggled academically and socially. He often felt lost and disconnected from the world around him. Mr. Johnson recognized his potential and made it a point to offer him extra support and guidance. He spent countless hours after school patiently explaining concepts and boosting Ethan's confidence. Over time, Ethan's grades began to improve, and his self-esteem grew. He discovered a love for literature and writing, thanks to Mr. Johnson's encouragement and passion for the subject. But it wasn't just academic improvement that Ethan experienced. He found a mentor and a friend in Mr. Johnson. Years passed, and Ethan moved on from high school to pursue his dreams. He studied literature in college and eventually became a successful author. Although he had achieved his goals, he never forgot about the impact Mr. Johnson had on his life. One day, while flipping through a newspaper, Ethan came across an article about a struggling inner-city school facing financial difficulties. The school was on the verge of closure, leaving hundreds of students without a proper education. The familiar fire in his heart ignited, and Ethan knew he had to do something to help. He reached out to the school administration and offered to organize a fundraising event. Word spread, and people from all walks of life came together to support the cause. The event was a resounding success, raising enough funds to keep the school open for another academic year. Ethan, overwhelmed by the outpouring of support, attended the school's celebration event. As he stood on stage, addressing the students, he couldn't help but reflect on the journey that had led him to this moment. He spoke passionately about the power of education, the importance of perseverance, and the impact one person could have on another. Among the audience, a familiar face caught Ethan's attention. It was Mr. Johnson, older, but still radiating the same warmth and enthusiasm. Ethan's heart swelled with gratitude as he realized the opportunity that lay before him to repay his beloved teacher for the years of guidance and inspiration. After the event, Ethan sought out Mr. Johnson, who was visibly moved by the impact his former student had made. They embraced, tears welling in their eyes. It was a reunion of two souls whose lives had been forever intertwined. In the following days, Ethan spent hours with Mr. Johnson, sharing stories of his success and expressing his profound gratitude. Mr. Johnson listened attentively, a proud smile gracing his lips. He had always believed in Ethan's potential, and seeing him thriving brought him immense joy. As their conversation continued, Ethan discovered that Mr. Johnson had faced his own challenges in recent years. Due to health issues, Mr. Johnson had been forced to retire early and was struggling to make ends meet. His medical bills had piled up, and the stress had taken a toll on his well-being. Ethan knew he couldn't stand by and let his teacher face these hardships alone. He decided to use his influence and connections as an author to organize a book signing event, with all the proceeds going towards Mr. Johnson's medical expenses. The event drew immense attention, and people lined up to meet Ethan and support the cause. Ethan poured his heart and soul into each interaction, sharing his journey and expressing his gratitude for Mr. Johnson's impact on his life. The community rallied around their beloved teacher, eager to give back to the man who had given so much. When the day came to present the check, IG was well over the amount needed. Ethan and Mr. Johnson held the oversized check together. As the crowd applauded, Ethan leaned over and whispered to me, "Johnson, I still owe you one."